Alrighty, welcome to another Marvel Champions live stream. Welcome, happy Friday. Today we have a very exciting live stream. I'm super pumped about this. We're going to be unboxing the newest expansion to Marvel Champions, which is the Sinister Motives expansion pack that you see right here. With this, we get 2 new heroes, 5 new encounters, and a bunch of new fun cards for a new campaign. So I am very excited for that. We are not going to start to dive into the campaign quite yet. We're going to be doing hero spotlights for both Ghost Spider and then Miles Morales Spider-Man coming out today and then finishing up on Sunday. So tonight, what we're looking at is we're going to be unboxing this, kind of taking a look at the heroes and the player cards. We're not going to be going through all of the encounter sets because I think that there is something fun about going through those for a first time. And we will probably try and finish up 2 games with Ghost Spider, 1 in Protection, and then I think in Aggression is what we're going to go with. But we'll be building those decks live on stream. And so kind of give you a little bit of insight onto how I do that, which is pretty much just grab a bunch of random cards. So, without further ado, let's hop into it. Okay, so oh man, this is so exciting. So it comes with 265 new cards for Marvel Champions. It says 1 to 2 hours. I thought it said 1 to 2 players. I was like, this can be played with more than 2 players. But oh man, we'll get this off. I have been waiting to open this box for the longest time, ever since it has been announced. I am so excited about this. Okay. So, Sinister Motives. How's everyone doing tonight, by the way? We're going to put this here. We're going to make it look fun. We're going to go right there. Sinister Motives right there. Okay. We got our Marvel X-Men. Okay, yeah, that I panicked there for a second because I thought that this was a potential X-Men box for Marvel Champions. I was like, well, that's one way to drop it, isn't it? But we've got our expansion book here, our campaign guide, I guess. So we're going to keep that. We're not going to read through it super heavily, but we're going to set that aside. And we've got Ghost Spider and we've got Miles. I think these are all of our, well, there's a blue back card, so we'll open through these and leaf through them here pretty quickly. So, has anyone out there been able to start playing this yet? I know that a couple non-US countries were able to get it a little bit sooner, so, and I've heard pretty good things about it. We are going to be playing against Venom tonight, so he is a new hero, or I'm sorry, not a hero, he is a new villain, and I have been told in our Discord, which you should join if you are not a part of, that Venom is a good villain to kind of go against. Good as in straightforward. I assume he's pretty difficult, but when I'm doing these hero spotlights, I like to do a villain that doesn't necessarily have like a crazy gimmick to them. And so yeah. Okay, so let's see what we got with Ghost Spider. Okay, so Ghost Spider, she has a 1-2-3 stat line, so already really interested in her for Protection, which is her pre-constructed deck. But Ghost Spider has dizzying reflexes. After you resolve an interrupt or responsibility on an event, you get to ready Ghost Spider. Hey, Dr. Nate, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. Hey, Ben Davey. Hey, how's it going? Dr. Nate, just here for a minute to see all the excitement. I am super pumped. We are opening what... I'm so excited. So, well, thanks for jumping in. Yep. So with Ghost Spider, we have a lot of cards that have these interrupt or responsibilities, or a lot of these events, and there are some of them that I never get to play. Ooh, Ghost Spider is your new BFF. Awesome. I'm so excited. That's who we're playing tonight. What LCGs do you like? Hey, Dr. Nate. I like all of them. Specifically the cooperative ones put out by FFG, so Marvel Champions, Lord of the Rings, and Arkham. I typically stream them once a week. I'm going through kind of a crazy time in my life, and so I'm streaming whenever I can. And so we do typically one stream each week and then probably a bonus one on the weekends. And so hopefully that excites you. If you do like LCGs and you're a Discord person, feel free to join our Discord. Warhammer LCG. I have not played the Warhammer LCG. I have not played the Warhammer LCG. Ooh, I need to look into that. I actually don't even know about the Warhammer LCG. The other ones, the competitive ones that I've been playing are Summoner Wars, Ashes. I backed Earthborn Rangers, which is a cooperative one, but there are a lot of them out there. They're all just super exciting. I haven't tried Pathfinder either. Warhammer LCG is one of the few I never played. Yeah, I have not played it either. So, thanks, Dr. Nate. Hey, Trapit, how you doing? Yeah, so you've given me some homework to go look up. I am going to go check out what the Warhammer LCG is. I assume it's competitive. I mean, it makes sense that it would be competitive, right? So. Ooh. Warhammer 40k saw really good. Shame it got canned so early. It got canceled. That's too bad. That's the problem, and I feel like that's a problem with a lot of the competitive ones, right? Because just the model lends itself to more of a cooperative feel, because the competitive ones I think can fall into this trap that the TCGs don't necessarily fall into, because you can make so much money off of just selling multiple packs. But with the LCGs, you sell one pack and then no one's the competitive player is not necessarily going to buy a second pack. And so I've always thought that the competitive ones kind of struggle because of that. But yeah, well, excellent. Okay, sweet. Okay, so Ghost Spider. This is limit once per phase, but as I was saying, there are a lot of these kind of cards that don't necessarily get to my table that much because they don't add enough benefit. However, with this interrupt to getting to ready her, that makes it a little bit more interesting. So I especially am excited for the defense events that this is going to be able to trigger off of. So her alter ego side is Gwen Stacy. She has an action, 3 recovery. She has an action to choose to either shuffle a ticket into the multiverse into your discard pile or ready George Stacy. So let's just go ahead and skip over to those. Let's find those just so that we have those in our mind. So ticket to the multiverse. It's a 2 wild resource. That's pretty cool. That's really interesting. It's a 3 cost upgrade. It says remove ticket to the multiverse from the game. Discard your hand, shuffle your discard pile into your deck and draw up to your hand size, and ready each Ghost Spider card you control. That's pretty cool. That's a game-changing ability right there, because you basically get to take a second turn. Oh, that's cool. Okay. Sweet. Okay, so let's go ahead and just start spreading these out. So we got Ghost Spider here. Dr. Nate, yeah, I feel like most competitive LCGs never got a chance. RMP, Netrunner. Netrunner is one of those that I really want to play as well. I just like the idea and theme about Netrunner is just super interesting to me. But I think the business just doesn't sustain itself because people buy a pack and that's it. I mean, it's very friendly to the consumer, but I think it makes it harder for the company, which is why you see all the competitive TCGs kind of surviving. But Netrunner sounds really cool. I did play Flesh and Blood, which I have been told has a similar feel to Netrunner, as in like a push-pull type actions. So I'm excited. Which villain am I going up against with Gwen? So with Gwen, I am going to be going up against Venom. So I've been told that Venom is a good villain that's kind of straightforward. Not necessarily easy, but what I do in these series is I play one game in each of the 4 aspects with the hero, and then I kind of do a synopsis video of, what did I like, what did I not like, and then I kind of rank them. And so Venom is, I try and pick villains that kind of give me a good straightforward, that don't have a gimmick, right? I'm not going to pick Hela, who has this whole like side scheme, side board story type thing going for, which is awesome. It just doesn't necessarily highlight the heroes as well as I want them to. So tonight we're going against Venom. We're going to try and get 2 games in, and then on Sunday at 4 p.m. we're going to finish the 2 games and then play 4 games with Miles. So, and Miles, I think I'm going to go against Sandman. So, looking forward to that. Okay, so Ticket to the Multiverse, really interesting card. I like this, right? Because I like the double resource, so it can help you build, and this is probably something you play on your second pass through. Ghost Spider Flow Like Water is where it's at. She does need a little setup for her Econ Go. All the 2-cost cards hurt a bit. Yeah, I assume. Yeah, I mean her entire kit looks like it's 2-cost, plus Flow Like Water is 2-cost, but you're gonna be able to trigger that and you get to ready. I mean it's like a Quicksilver almost, right? Except you have to play an event. You don't just get the free defense, but she's also at 3 defense, and so you just run a huge Flow Like Water plus all of the events. I am so excited. I'm not going to be playing her pre-con deck. I will be kind of building out my own deck for protection, but we probably will use some of these cards. I think she's been made to give protection a leg up. It really needs. All for it. Dr. Nate, did you say you had an LCG themed Discord? We do. So if you look at the profile, I think I don't know where it's at. It's on my profile somewhere. It's got a little Discord icon. If you click on that, you can join. Or if you're watching on YouTube, then it's going to be in the description below. If you're watching after the fact, but yeah. So we talk about the main 3 there. We have monthly challenges for all of them, and like a cool leveling system. So love to have you there. Okay, so the other thing that Gwen can do is mess around with George Stacy. Ready George Stacy. So events attached to George Stacy may be played as if they were in your hand. Now I'm starting to see how this Flow Like Water thing can really work pretty well, right? Because you can have these cards on the table and you can use them when you need them. So you can exhaust George Stacy. Attach 1 event from your hand face down here to maximum of 3. Excellent. Love it. Okay, so Ghost Kick. We have 3 copies of Ghost Kick. This is an attack after, and it's a response. Okay, so we'll get to ready her. So after Ghost Spider uses a basic power, deals 6 damage to an enemy. Max 1 per basic power use. Wow. Okay. So yeah, I mean that's pretty great, right? You can thwart, you can attack, throw 6 damage on top of it, and get to ready her just for a little bit more flexibility. Parental Guidance. This is an alter ego action. We've got 1 of these. If George Stacy is in play, attach 1 event from your hand or discard pile face down to George Stacy. If George Stacy is not in play, search your deck and discard pile for him and add him to your hand. Okay, so that's kind of interesting. That we are starting to see a couple of cards that basically scry or fish for other cards, right? We got 616 Hickory and Vision, and we've got Parental Guidance now. I like this. I like this. The only concern that I have with some of those is it feels very hard to branch out of that strategy. However, with Parental Guidance and George Stacy, the strategy is just playing events, which is what Ghost Spider is all about. So, big fan of that. Okay, Phantom Flip. For some reason, I was thinking that this was going to be a defense event. I'm thinking backflip. Phantom Flip is a thwart event, so after she uses a basic power, remove 5 threat from a scheme, max 1 per basic power use. See, this just seems significantly better than Ghost Kick. Like from a cost analysis, right? It's a 2/2. They're both 2 cost. It's just 6 damage or 5 threat, and it's not limited to the main. So cool. I like it. Pirouette and Punch. I'm probably not saying that right. So, when a card is revealed from the encounter deck, deal damage to the villain equal to 1 more than the number of boost icons on that card. Cancel that card's when revealed effects. Okay, so we got a cancel in her kit, and it's an interrupt. So you can use this on a treachery or any card, I guess, that gets revealed. Deal damage, and then get to ready her. I can only pick 1 track based on one of these 3 cooperative LCGs. So if you're talking about the Discord, that is just for the leveling system. You'll get access to the entire Discord. The track is we have XP based on how much you contribute to the Discord, or if you compete in the monthly challenges, then you get to get XP based on how well you do, and it just kind of like levels you up, and you get like cool titles and stuff like that. So, all right, I think like the highest level Marvel title that's unlocked right now is Eternal, and so it doesn't give you anything except for just like the cool title. And so typically people just pick their favorite and they just go with that. So like, we have like Fellowship member, I think, is the highest Lord of the Rings one, and then Investigator's the highest Arc one that's been unlocked. They are all secret, so you don't necessarily know what they are until someone's unlocked the tier, which is, I think, kind of fun. But yes, you pick one, and it's kind of like the title, but it doesn't exclude you from anything. It's title and cool color. So web binding. Oh, here's the requirement card. So when paying for this card, you have to spend at least one mental resource. And it's a 2-cost event. Hero interrupt. When an enemy would activate, cancel that activation. If this minion's activation was canceled this way, deal 4 damage to the minion. When an enemy would activate, cancel that activation. If a minion's activation was canceled. Okay. Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah. So that's. Hey, Dr. Nate. Thanks for the follow. I like it. I think that's pretty cool. It's nice that we're starting to see cards that will do different things based on if you're canceling the villain, which seems to typically be the better thing to do, is cancel the villain's attack. But if you get to cancel a minion's, maybe you take out that minion instead. Sweet. Okay, we got 2 copies of these web bracelets. So after you resolve an interrupt or a responsibility on an event, exhaust the web bracelets, draw 1 card. Okay, so we have 2 of them. And it's max 1 per event, so you can't trigger both of them. It seems overcosted, I think, right? Like we already have cards like, I don't know, Super Soldier Serum or something like that. That's just a free wild. I guess this does give you a flexibility on you get the card, not necessarily just a resource, but. And you get 2 of them. Maybe. It's like, yeah, maybe. It's nice. Okay, so what I guess it is nice. What's nice about it is that it refreshes defense events that you play. So if you run like a lot of 0-cost defense events, then you're gonna get a hand size of 5 going into your hero phase. So that's nice. Okay, so now we're into the protection cards, which I'm really excited about. We got 900 Spider-Man in here, so looking forward to it. Okay, so Silk, so Cindy Moon. It's a 2-cost, love 2-cost, 1 thwart, 1 attack, 2 health. After you play Silk from your hand, if you control another Web Warrior card, search the encounter deck for a Treachery card and discard it and shuffle. Well, that's cool. That's just cool. That's just like a cool ability. I like that. That's just fun. Which hero from this pack are you most excited for, and which villain do you want to fight the most? The hero I am most excited for, Gwen. I mean, I love protection, and she feels like she's just a natural fit for the green. And so I'm really excited for that. Spider-Man, I think, is going to be one that requires a lot of plays because of his, like, I've just kind of seen the preview, right? He, does a lot of stun, a lot of confuse, and all of that. So that I'm really interested in. But I love Miles, but just like the abilities and everything that I'm seeing with the green for Gwen, I'm super excited for that. The villain I am most looking to face, I actually don't know. I have stayed pretty far away from spoilers for villains, which I don't know why. I typically am not like that, but for whatever reason, this one I specifically stayed away. I know that there is Sandman, Mysterio, Sinister Six, Venom, and I think Venom Goblin or something, but I don't really know what they do. I know that Sandman was pretty heavily previewed in the FFG article. He looks pretty cool. I love Mysterio. I think he's really cool, so probably Mysterio. I'm going to go with Mysterio. Silk is so good. I'm paying 2 to remove Shadows of the Past every day of the week and twice on Sundays. Yes, or that crazy card that is in this box somewhere that's like, I think it's from a modular set. It's where if you're in Alter Ego, you have to flip into hero form and then the villain attacks you. Yeah, no, I don't want that in there. That sounds horrible. Hey, we got Miles Morales Spider-Man. Okay, sweet. We got 4 cost. It's a hefty cost, so a 1, a 2, and a 3. And after you play Spider-Man from your hand, stun and confuse an enemy if you control at least 3 Web Warrior cards. Very cool. I really like the Web Warrior archetype. I think that's going to be really fun. Especially, like, right, Gwen's already a Web Warrior. And Spider-Man is a Web Warrior. So basically you have to have 1 Web Warrior card on the table. Hey, the Diamond's Edge. How you doing, Maddie? Yeah, so we are going through Gwen. So, yep. So Spider-Man sounds really cool. Stun and confuse an enemy for 4 plus 4 damage. And a block. It's good. He's good. Right? 4 is always going to be hard to pay for. Especially in protection. Okay, now we got Billy Braddock, Spider-Man, the UK, Spider UK. This is a 3 cost, 1 thwart, 2 attack with 2 consequentials, and 5 health. Wow, okay. When Spider UK defends against an attack, deal damage equal to the... Oh, that's cool. Okay, deal damage to the attacking enemy equal to the number of Web Warriors you control. I love it. I'm going to figure out how to spam the heck out of that card. Right, so we find ways to give tough statuses to Spider UK and defend and play as many Spider Web Warrior cards that you can. I'm just looking over here. None of these cards are Web Warriors, but start running this, right? So if you have these 3 on the table plus Ghost Spider, I mean, you're doing 4 damage once you defend. I love it. I wonder who's Gwen Stacy Nemesis. I can't say that word tonight. I don't know. We're gonna get there. I'm sure it's not gonna be great. Bait and switch. So we've seen this. The villain attacks you, remove 4 threat from the main scheme. It's nice to have that. I've found that protection typically struggles on side schemes, not necessarily main scheme as much, although there is still an issue there, especially with the 1 thwart hero. So it's nice. I just don't like being attacked. Okay, so this one's new. We've got jump flip. So hero interrupt. So I already like that word on it. And hers is an event. So like these responses and interrupts for these Spider-Men down here don't count. But jump flip. So this is a defense event. I love 1 cost defense events. So does Quicksilver. So defense. When you would take any amount of damage, prevent 2 of that damage. If you pay for this card using a lightning resource, remove up to 2 threat from the main scheme. Awesome. Very cool. I like it. It's just like more events to put into your kit to, you know, just help with that. So just always a big fan of seeing more defense events. Return the favor. So this is an event card. It's a 0 cost. It's a hero action. Discard cards from the top of the encounter deck into discard a treachery. Reveal that treachery. Deal 5 damage to the villain. Okay. That's what we call high risk, high reward. I mean, 0 for 5 is incredible. If you've run this with like a Black Widow, right? I don't know if Trap is still here, but I'm wondering if Return of the Favor makes it into his Black Widow green deck. So, right, because she has to cancel a treachery card. I think that would work out. I haven't played Widow in a while, but we can just figure it out, right? Yeah, when you reveal a treachery, discard grappling hook, cancel the effects of that. So that synergy is super awesome. I really want to run that deck now. Because that's 5 for free, plus you get to trigger Widow's ability, so it's a 0 cost for 6 damage. Absurd in Widow's deck. The Diamond's Edge, I recently helped someone do a video review of Into the Spider-Verse, so this unboxing is on theme. What a great movie. What a great movie. I was listening to, I just like whenever I was about to say whenever I'm feeling happy or sad or just whenever I'm feeling, I love listening to Sunflower. Just absolutely adore that. Alrighty, so what doesn't kill me? So this is a 2-cost event with a requirement of a physical resource. I like how they're doing these physical resource requirements, or the resource requirements. It's a way to increase the cost of the card without actually increasing the cost of the card. So I like that design. So it's a hero action. Heal 2 damage from your hero and ready your hero. Oh, that's awesome. I love it. Um, if you're able to, yeah, yeah. I mean that opens up. That opens up a lot. I like it because really, what the problem with protection is that typically, solo protection, typically you're going into your hero phase exhausted, and so that removes a significant amount of flexibility. This helps with that. Okay, so we've got Hoppy Brown Spider-Man. This is a rock star. So this is a 3-cost basic ally, 2 thwart, 1 attack, 3 health, and takes 2 consequentials on the thwart. You can play only if you control a Web Warrior card. And it says interrupt. When Spider-Man leaves play, discard the top 3 cards in the encounter deck. Deal damage to the villain equal to the number of boost icons discarded that way. Whoa. Okay. Okay. That can get crazy. You mean the Prowler? Yeah. Yep. Oh my goodness. Okay, so that's super crazy. There's I don't know if I don't know if Josh is on the stream. I know he's been trying to avoid a lot of these spoilers before he opens it, but he's been working on a couple of scry decks, and I'm that's gonna make it into that. Okay, so we've got Across the Spider-Verse. This is max 1 per deck. Exhaust a Web Warrior card you control. Search your discard pile for a Web Warrior ally and put it into play. Then choose a player. That player may spend 3 resources of any type to repeat this ability. That seems incredibly good. You just put Spider-Man's from your hand, so that doesn't get the huge benefit. Silk is also from your hand. Okay, so but I mean, you could get Spider-Man right back, right? Like I typically think of a boost card being on average about 2, right? So this is dealing, 2 thwart, a block, and then 6 damage for 3. Across the Spider-Verse gets it back into play. Yeah. I need to go watch that movie again. I haven't seen it in forever. It was so good, especially with Spider-Ham coming out. Young Love. Alrighty, here's our team up card between Gwen and Miles. So max 1 per deck. Heal 3 damage from each. Heal 3 damage each from Gwen Stacy, Miles Morales. Okay. Typically, I like to look at these and see if they're worth playing with the ally. And I just noticed that Ghost Spider does not have a signature ally. But, like, Miles, I'm not playing this with Miles. Like with the ally, right? Ghost Spider and Miles. But, I mean, if they're both on the table, then yeah, I mean, that's 6 damage for 1. I like it. Okay, we have enough of these. Web of Life and Destiny. That just sounds like an epic. Look at all of these spiders. Oh, yeah, there's Spider-Ham. I was like, where is he? He's eating a sandwich. I love it. That's great. So ignore this card's resource cost if your identity has a Web Warrior trait. Okay? So you just play it for free. It's a 0 cost if you have a Web Warrior trait. After a Web Warrior ally leaves play, choose a player. That player draws 1 card. That's awesome. I love the archetype that's being built here. That's really, really cool. I like it. Plan B, we've got 3 copies of this. 1 per player. It's an upgrade. Exhaust Plan B and discard 1 card at random from your hand. Deal 2 damage to an enemy. Okay. Maybe. I have to think about that one. It works in some heroes, right? Like, I kind of like it in Hulk, right? Because then you can run some 2-cost cards and be fine. Actually, I really like it in Hulk. Huh. Because Hulk's big thing is, like, you have to run 1 and 3-cost cards. Because of his 4 hand size, you can't carry anything over. But with that, you can run 2-cost cards and then toss the last one for 2 damage. Interesting. Okay. Alrighty, and so now we've got the bad stuff. So Worried Father. So this is Gwyn's obligation. So search your deck, hand, discard pile, and play area for George Stacy and set him aside. Attach this obligation to him. That sucks if he has 3, right? Because Gwen Stacy's whole thing is that you attach events to him. So if he has 3 events, then you really don't want to be pulling this. Ooh, yeah. Depending on where you are in the game, this is also a good candidate for Silk going to go. No, that's not. This is a name and treachery. This is an obligation. Okay, well, exhaust Gwen Stacy and remove this obligation from the game. Add George Stacy to your hand. That's rough. Wow. And it doesn't even allow you to flip to Gwen Stacy. So you have to spend a turn rolling down. So, oof. We're definitely going to be using that one, so we'll set that aside. Yeah, the obligation is different than the others, right? I mean, I think it's interesting. I like it. Like, I like the design space. I think that it is absurdly crippling, but especially, oh my gosh, especially if, so I assume the cards that are under George Stacy just get discarded at that point. But I like the design space. I don't want to ever draw it. That and I guess that's a good indicator of a good obligation. Alrighty, so our Nemesis set. So regenerative research. So this is a forced interrupt. When the villain phase begins, heal 1 damage from each enemy. That comes in with 5. Don't love that. We've got the Lizard, which is her Nemesis minion. It's a 1/3 with 5 health. When the villain phase begins, heal 1 damage from the Lizard. Okay, so you want to be getting those out quick. Also, but, where are we? 5, no, that's 5 damage to the villain. But we do have a cancel and deal 4 to the Lizard. So, probably take him out pretty quickly, but also I don't like it. In Cold Blood. So when revealed, the Lizard attacks you. If you cannot play events until after that attack resolves. If no attack was made this way, this card gains Surge. Gross. And then Experimental Injection. Attached to the minion with the most remaining hit points. If you cannot, this card gains Surge. The attached minion gains the creature trait and gains +4 hit points. So, okay. So, our current Marvel Champions monthly challenge is basically to kill a minion with a ton of attachments, and I do not think that I will ever be running Gwen Stacy against that because of that card. I feel like that makes it... I mean, it makes it nasty, but it does get that attachment. So basically, the way that the challenge is working is based on the number of attachments the minion has when you kill it, determines how much XP you have. So this is a way to get just 4, you have to deal 4 more damage to kill it, but everything else is also giving it hit points. So I'm just saying it could work. It could be something that Ghost Spider is interested in doing for the monthly challenge. With that being said, I do think the Miles has a slightly better option because of his stun lock, confused lock ability for that minion. So we'll see how it goes when we unbox him. I'm just going to be sleeving all of this up, but I am super excited to play Ghost Spider. She looks really fun. Okay, so we're going to set this aside. All of these... no. So I take 1 of each, and I put those in a binder, and then the rest gets sorted by the cost. So, you know what, we'll just... I'm probably going to be running Jump Flip, just because it's a new card, and I want to play the new cards, so I'll probably be running that. So let's go ahead and just leave that up. Probably won't be running Bait and Switch. We already have a couple of copies of that, so... Return the Favor. I don't know. It seems such a high risk. It's a really good way to to win the game, especially in solo, right? Like in a solo game when the villain has 15 health, let's say, you can pretty easily, end the turn on that. But doesn't kill me. Plan B. Plan B intrigues me. I think Plan B has some interesting uses. I think Worried Father is like, I don't want to risk my daughter screwed. I'm going to risk her getting killed. Dad of the Year, ladies and gentlemen. There you go. Yeah. Yep. It's really harsh. It's so very harsh. Oh, man. Okay, so we're going to put these into our deck, or into our binder. We'll be going through the binder here in a second once we're building out the deck, but I'm going to set these aside. We will need them later. Let's look at Miles. Alrighty. Miles Morales. Just throw the trash behind me. I was putting it out here, but the fan just blew it everywhere, so. Alrighty, so Miles Morales, he's a champion web warrior, 2-2-2-2, 9 hit points. Also, Gwen had 10 hit points. Okay, so 9 is pretty low. There's only one Miles in my heart, and that is Miles Tails Prowler from the Sonic Hedgehog. Yeah. This one doesn't necessarily have the same powers. So, okay, so the 2-2-2 stat line, so nothing super exciting there. He has 2 special abilities. He has Venom Blast, which is a special, deal 2 damage to an enemy and then stun that enemy. And then Spider Camouflage is give Spider-Man a tough status card and confuse an enemy. So, pretty interesting there. And then his alter ego ability is Miles. After you change this form, shuffle 1 Spider-Man card into your discard from your discard pile into your deck. Okay, cool. So hopefully he has some good Spider-Man cards, and then 4 recovery. So enjoy seeing that. Oh, Anacrobatics? Sure. So it's a 1-cost event. It's a hero action. Deal 2 damage to an enemy. If that enemy has a stun status card, deal 3 additional damage to it. That enemy has a confused status card, deal 3 additional damage to it. So this, we've got 2 copies of this, and this takes a little bit of setup. I like it. I think it's cool if you can pull it off. It's hard for them to have all of that. My guess is that you're probably going to have 1 status card on them. So 5 damage for 1, which is excellent. Steady. So now with like Expert 2 Standard 2, we have like Steady. Like villains with a steady action or a keyword. So, which requires 2 status cards to stun and or confuse. So that makes that a little bit more interesting, right? Because you just always are able to have that. So double life, max 1 per round. We get 2 copies of this. Change your form. If you paid for this card using a physical resource, ready your identity. I like it. I mean that plays into his 1 or his 9 health and 4 recovery, right? So you can play a double life, flip over to alter ego. You pay for it with a physical resource. You get to ready. You can heal yourself for 4, and then hop right back up to villain or to the hero. We got Swing In. So this is a 2-cost event. Remove 4 threat from his scheme if you paid for this card using a mental resource. Resolve Spider-Man's Spider Camouflage ability, which is giving him a tough status card and confusing an enemy. We got 2 of those. I do like this. I think he'll be pretty cool solo. Right? I think that there's a lot of flexibility that he provides, especially with being able to stun lock, especially in like a standard or expert 1. Web Shot. So hero action, deal 4 damage to an enemy if you pay for this card using a energy resource. Resolve Spider-Man's Venom Blast ability. Sweet. So you can stun, deal 6 damage, and you get 3 of those. It's like Wakanda Forever, but maybe better. Yeah. There's Yeah, I like Wakanda Forever. Okay. You got Genki Lee. So exhaust this card, draw one card. If you're in hero form, choose and discard one card from your hand. So just a mole. I like it. Jefferson Davis. So this is a Persona Shield alter ego action. Exhaust Jefferson Davis. Remove one threat from the scheme with the least threat. Okay. That's an alter ego action. I know that there are a lot of cards that play off the shield trait in this box, and so maybe that makes it a little bit better. But right now, I don't really like it. Especially in solo, I don't like being an alter ego like ever. Yes, Jefferson Davis, not to be confused with the president of the Confederacy. Exactly. The Power Within. So this is a 1-cost upgrade. It's a superpower. How many superpowers do you have? Okay, so this is our first one. So probably not running Death Focus. After your hero uses a basic power, discard Power Within, resolve Spider-Man's Venom Blast ability. Sweet. Okay, yeah. You just get 2 damage to an enemy and stun him for on call. Defense mechanism. After your hero uses a basic power, discard defense mechanism, resolve Spider-Man's... Yep, cool. So, just gives you a little bit more freedom on when you can choose them. They're not forced response, they're just hero responses. So, whenever you need a confuse, you have it on the table once you put it down. I like it. And we've got web shooters. We've seen this before. So, the original Spider-Man has web shooters. I actually have tokens for web shooters, so that's kind of exciting. But these come in with 3 counters, and you can exhaust web shooter, remove 1 counter to generate a wild resource, which I like because you're getting a lot of these. A lot of these have requirement, and wild fulfills that requirement. Damn, copycat. Yeah, come on. Only one Spider-Man's allowed to have the web shooter. Alrighty, so that's his kit. So now, let's take a look at the Justice cards that come with it. So Monica Chang. After Monica Chang enters play, search your deck, hand, and discard pile for a copy of the Surveillance Team support and put it into play. Place 1 Snoop counter on each surveillance scheme you control. Okay, so this is a 3-cost, a 1/1/2. I actually really like this because Surveillance Team, let's just grab it, is not anything I play. It's just cost-wise, it's not a good card. It's even further back. Yep, okay. It's in my old sleeves even. Okay, so Surveillance Team. This is a shield card. Comes in with 3 Snoop counters. You can exhaust it to remove 1 threat from a scheme. It costs 2. Just not very cost effective. I use a lot of Surveillance Teams, so this looks like something I could have used. Yeah. So Monica basically, that's really cool. That's really cool. And you get 1 Snoop counter on each Surveillance Team you control, and so you get just even more activations. So that's cool that they are finding a way to bring back some of the old cards. So I'm a fan. I'm a fan of that. I'm going to move Web Shooter up here. So I like the design. Am I going to put Surveillance Teams into my deck? I think that kind of depends on what these cards are that mess around with the shield abilities. So we'll see. Spider-Woman, Jessica Drew. Hey, look at that. So this is a shield web warrior. Reduce the cost to play Spider-Woman by 1 for each confused enemy in play. Cool. So it's a 3-cost 1, 2, 3 ally. I don't know if that makes it into any of my decks, but it's cool. Homeland Intervention. So choose up to 3 shield cards you control and choose a scheme. Remove 2 threat from that scheme for each card exhausted that way. Very, very cool. You get 2 of those, so that's a 0-cost event, and that makes Surveillance team's even better, right? So a surveillance team, instead of exhausting and removing a counter, you exhaust and take 2 threat instead of 1. And Jefferson Davis. So I like it. I think it's cool. I will have to see how many more of these shield cards we get, but I think it's pretty cool. Global Logistics. So choose one shield card you control. Look at the top 4 cards of a player's deck or the encounter deck. Discard any number of those and put the others back on top and or bottom of that deck in any order. I like it. I like seeing what is coming. And being able to bury some stuff. Really cool. Field Agent, so this is the support. Okay, so we're getting a lot of shield cards. Okay. So this has 3 backup counters. When a shield ally would take any amount of consequential damage, exhaust Field Agent and remove 1 backup counter from it. Prevent 1 of that damage. Okay. I need to get a little bit more versed on what my shield allies are. We've got a couple of them here. But these aren't necessarily ones that I want to keep around all of that much, but it's definitely a cool design. We got surveillance teams. It's interesting. It only comes with 2 surveillance teams. Okay, so we got Agent 13, who is a shield spy, 4-cost ally to thwart 1 attack. And after Agent 13 attacks or thwarts, choose a shield support you control and ready that support. That's cool. Okay. So here are some synergies now. Right, so you got Jefferson Davis or surveillance team or field agent. I like it. Four cost. A lot of thwart potential though. That's cool. Dum Duggan. So 3 consequentials. Wow. So it's a 5-cost neutral ally. 3 thwart with 3 consequential, 3 damage with 2 consequential, 5 health. When you use one of Duggan's basic powers, exhaust up to 3 shield cards you control. For each card exhausted that way, he gets +1 to his power for that use. Oh, that's pretty cool. I don't know if it's good, but it's fun. I'm excited to see the kind of build out Justice deck. Right, because they think of Justice as being a lot of events, not necessarily a lot of supports and or upgrades. So it'll be interesting to kind of build that out with Shield and then just go crazy with Dum Duggan. Okay, here's Ghost Spider. There's a 1 thwart, 2, and this is interesting because Miles is a green and Gwen is a neutral. So 1 thwart, 2 attack, Web Warrior. Play only if you control a Web Warrior card. When Ghost Spider leaves play, search the deck for an identity-specific event and add it to your hand. Cool. I like it. Flexibility. We got Peter Parker. Now, Peter Parker's in here 3 times, right? We got the Justice, we've got the Hero, and now we've got a neutral. Cool. Oh, wow. Okay, so this requirement, you have to spend 1 of each resource when paying for this card. Wow. Okay, so he better be pretty good. He's a 3 cost, 2 thwart, 2 attack, 3, which is not the best stat line. But after Spider-Man attacks or thwarts, choose another Web Warrior character, ready that character. Okay, yeah. That's good. Yeah, that's really, really good. If you can play it. Young Love, which we already have. Here are our resource cards. Yes, Gwen Stacy is the old pseudo Morai of Marvel Champions. I don't understand the reference. I'm sorry. Is that an Arkham reference? Or am I just completely missing pop culture at this point? When yet? We're working on it. I am winning the game because I get to open all of these awesome cards. Is that not the most BS answer you've ever heard? I am really excited for the archetype that Miles gives Justice with Shield. I think the Shield is going to be really fun to play. So we got the Government Liaison. So this is a 2-cost support. Exhaust government liaison. Play a shield card from your hand, reducing its resource cost by 1. This is not limited to 1 per, and so you can have multiple of these, which is pretty cool. Interesting. Okay, well, yeah, there's just a lot going on here. I seriously think that the Shield Justice build can win the challenge that you put on the Discord. Yeah, I think so. I like that. What's nice about it is it provides a lot of flexibility, which is what you need. Plus, Dum Dum Duggan can go in and swing for 900-ish, plus or minus a couple. But no, I really like it. I like it a lot. I think that it's cool. I like this Government Liaison. I think. So now my mind is going to Government Liaison plus team building exercise, and like once you get built out, just you can play any card that you want for free and basically play 5 cards per round, depending on the cost and everything. I don't know. Be pretty interesting. Sky Destroyer. This looks fun. So after you play a shield card, exhaust Sky Destroyer, deal 2 damage to an enemy. Oh, we only get. Oh, it's a unique. Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. That's really cool. Especially because you can ready it with Agent 13. That's cool. I mean, you have to be running the shield deck, which I want to do, which is why we're not running Justice tonight, because I wanted to be able to see the shield cards to see if I wanted to run shield with Spider Gwen, or I'm sorry, Ghost Spider. For some reason I always want to call her Spider Gwen Stacy, Ghost Spider, to see if I wanted to do that, and I didn't want to put that much brain power into trying to figure it out on the stream. So, oh, here are obligations. So keeping secrets. Give to the Miles player. You can flip to alter ego form, choose to exhaust Miles and remove this from the game, or discard Genki Lee and Jefferson Davis from play. If neither was discarded this way, this card gains Surge. Discard this obligation. Huh. Interesting. Okay, so we can, if neither was discarded this way, this card gains Surge. So you can just choose this and just surge your obligation, right? Am I reading that correctly? Or am I just way off on that? So discard Genki and Jefferson from play. If neither was discarded, this card gains Surge. Discard this obligation. So you can just ignore this obligation? I'm sure I'm not really reading that correctly, but that's how I'm looking at it right now. Okay, so Tracking Prey. This is his Nemesis set. So when revealed, if you are in alter ego form, place 1 acceleration token here. Ew, gross. And 4. Hey, it's Prowler. Stalwart. Cannot be confused or stunned. 1 scheme, 2 attack, 5 health. When revealed, if you're in alter ego form, give Prowler a tough status card. That's bad. It's not the worst. Alrighty, and then we've got 2 Slice and Dices. So Prowler attacks the player with the fewest remaining hit points. That's disgusting. Even if the player is in alter ego form. I don't like that words. Those are not fun to read. If that attack defeats a character under or no attack was made this way, this card gains Surge. Whoa. Wow. Okay. And then we've got Razor Claws attached to the minion with the highest printed hit points. If you cannot, this card gains Surge. Attached minions attack gains Piercing, which that right there makes Miles pretty hard to run on the monthly challenge. But that would just be nasty to draw. Okay, so yeah, so now we have got some. We get to play some. Oh no, let's pop through here. Let's just make sure that we got all of the cards that we needed to. So let's just clean up our area a little bit. These can all be shuffled because they'll be shuffled here soon. I do like I'm really liking the shield. I think shield is going to be really fun. Who are our Shield heroes? I don't know off the top of my head. Captain Marvel. I'm sorry, not Captain Marvel. Spider-Woman. Captain Marvel. Is Hawkeye? No, he's not. I don't know. I'm sure we have some. I'm sure we'll get more. All of these get to go into this stack because they're going to go into our binder. Young Love. We will place these over here for future use. We also need to find Venom. So we have to open these anyways. But what we're going to do is we're going to go through, we're going to see if there's any other player cards. I know there are some campaign cards. I think I'm not going to necessarily look at those. I think that's going to be more fun as a surprise on the first playthrough. I know that they can be used outside of the campaign, or at least some of them can, but I don't want to do those right yet. Venom, not to be confused with Flash Thompson. yeah. Run Venom v Venom. I like it. Okay, so here's the Sinister Six. Like I said, we're not necessarily going to go through it too much. Here's Venom Goblin. Oh my gosh, there's some high threat thresholds. That's scary. Oh my goodness, there's so many minions. Terrifying. Okay, so City and Chaos here. These are some... Oh, there's Rhino. Look at that. Here are some modular sets. Down to Earth. Yep. Down to Earth. Goblin Gear. More modulars. Guerrilla Tactics. More modulars. Shoot, I didn't see Miles' Obligation and Personal Nemesis. We don't you worry about it. We got it right here. So the Diamond's Edge. So we've got... Maybe you can help me with this. So the obligation for Miles is pretty standard. So you can flip to Alter Ego, exhaust Miles to remove this from the game, or discard his 2 signature supports, which he also does not have a signature ally, from play. If neither was discarded this way, discard gains Surge. Discard this obligation. So it sounds to me like you can just, if you don't have those supports on the table, you can just ignore it and just draw a new card. And then you said Nemesis? His personal nemesis, yeah. So this doesn't look too bad, actually. So when revealed, if you're in Alter Ego form, you place 1 acceleration token here. So it comes in with 2, and it's got a threat threshold of 4, which is not great. But his minion is a Prowler with Stalwart, 1/2/5. And then if you're in Alter Ego form, he gets a tough card. And then Slice and Dice. Prowler attacks the... Oh, this is actually pretty nasty. So Prowler attacks the player with the fewest hit points remaining, even if that player is in Alter Ego form. Yeah, so keeping secrets gains Surge if you don't discard the supports. So I don't think that you have the option to not discard the supports, like if they're on the table and you choose that option. But if they're not on the table, you can just Surge it. So, yep. So this one is Prowler attacks the player with the fewest remaining hit points, even if that player is in Alter Ego form. If that attack defeats a character or no attack was made this way, this card can Surge. So even if they're in Alter Ego form, which is nasty. Gross. You got 2 of those. And then Razor Claws gives the villain with the most health plus 2. Alrighty, so next pack. We're just going into it. Does anyone have any exciting weekend plans? I'm playing a lot of Marvel Champions and packing. It's very exciting stuff. Alright, so Sandman, he's someone that we will be putting onto the table in just here in a second. Okay, so here's Venom. I think I actually just, nope, here we go. So I use these sleeves for my Venom, or for my villains. Yo, the old Prowler is just a guy in a costume. This one is out for blood. Yeah. Okay, so Venom, well, I guess we'll read Venom. So 1 scheme, 2 attack, toughness. After you attack and damage Venom with a card you control, place 1 face-down boost card on your identity. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. We will be playing standard tonight. So toughness and steady on stage 2. When revealed, search the encounter deck and discard pile for the tooth and nail side scheme and put it into play. And after you attack and damage Venom with a card you control, place 1 face-down boost card. Gross. Leave us alone. Oh, okay. We got an environment. Got an environment. Now we're angry. That's what you want to read. So this will be slightly a slightly unique hero spotlight, and I will try and keep that in mind when I'm doing all my ratings, but I don't necessarily think that I'm not going to be reading all of these on stream. We'll just jump into it just for time's sake. But so that will probably lead to me struggling in some of these. So, For Whom the Bell Tolls. We got Mysterio. Alright, Mysterio looks sweet. Sinister 6. I've heard... So how many games of Marvel Champions are you playing this stream? Who will you be playing against? I will be playing 2 games of Marvel Champions today. I am playing as Ghost Spider. Will be playing Protection and Aggression against Venom. Then we will be playing 6 on Sunday, if I don't pass out. So 6 on Sunday, we'll be playing Justice and Leadership against Venom with Ghost Spider. And then we're going to be playing Miles through all 4 aspects against, I think, Sandman. So yeah, we've got a fun, full night ahead of us. I love the Spider-Man universe, and so we're doing this, and then I'm not going to be able to stream Monday. Tuesday, if you're interested, we are doing a stream with a group that Jason and I are involved in called the Board Benders. We are doing a live stream where we're talking about Marvel Champions. I don't know if Jason will be on it, but it will be me, at least me, Meg, and Roberto, who they've been on the streams before, and then maybe 2 other people. So we're going to try and get a couple of different sides of it, but that's going to be over on YouTube. So, and then Wednesday we're starting our Edge of the Earth campaign for Arkham, Jason and I. Friday I will be moving, so I won't have anything hooked up. And I'm hoping that, depending on how that goes, I can be ambitious and say that the following Sunday we'll be playing more. We'll see. Maybe not, depending on how it goes. But definitely back on Monday, starting with Lord of the Rings back up. We got Personal Nightmare. Ew, that's insane. That's gross. I don't like that at all. Sinister Assault. Okay, so here's the Sinister 6. I think it was Trappit maybe was asking about this, but he was asking about the Sinister Assault modular set. Symbiote Strength. Ooh. Symbiotic Strength. Well, that looks... Yeah, this was the card that I was talking about, the Swinging Assault. So, when revealed, alter ego, change to hero form, and the villain attacks you. Disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Am I playing with this? Yeah, I am. Okay. Gross. Absolutely gross. Unstable Sentence. Surge. I don't need to read these right now. Whispers of Paranoia. Oh, actually, I'm going to grab those because I need them. Swinging Assault is like swinging Webquick from Peter Parker, except it's a bad guy. Yeah, it's not great. It's not good at all. Yeah, we'll go ahead and do this, and then we'll pick a random, or we'll have someone suggest one for the aggression build, because I do like to change up the modular sets in between games. Okay, and here's some of our campaign cards. Shield Tech. I'm looking for the... Yeah, here we go. Here are your basic cards. So Venom. So 4 cost ally. 2 thwart, 3 attack, 6 health. After you reveal an encounter card, deal 1 damage to villain. Deal damage to an enemy equal to the number of icons that on that card's boost area. And this deals out an additional card. Symbiote Suits. So this is the crazy one that everyone's been talking about. Max 1 per deck. Your identity gets +1 to each of its basic powers, +1 hand size, and +10 hit points. And you reveal an extra card. It's insane. That's insane to me. I don't know. It's pretty cool. It's so cool. Oh man, I'm really excited for that. I think that'll be a lot of fun. Hulk loves it. Quicksilver loves it, right? I mean, that's +2 to his attack, and oh my goodness, just because I want to draw an encounter card for fun. It's a pretty good ability for +10 health, +1 to all your powers, and +1 hand size. It's like, okay, I never saw Ghost Miles or Miles Morales wearing Symbiote Suit, but I could be mistaken. I think you're gonna see Hulk wearing it here soon. I go through so many sleeves. Those are old sleeves. Oh man. So much room for activities. Okay, so here, Venom. These are gonna go right here. We need to grab standard. So that's our encounter deck for the first game at least. Let's say that this is Nelson's problem tomorrow. Oh man, we're getting close. We're getting close to actually being able to play. I'm so excited. Where's my binder? Where did I put it? Been stacking stuff on it all night. Okay, so we're just gonna do it on stream. I'm not gonna go to break. Why go to break? Let's just do it. Do it live. Okay, so Justice cards. If you watched the video on how I organized this, looks familiar to you, but we are put all of our allies up here at the front. Then we go to 0 cost here. Hey, look at that. Second page is 0 cost Justice cards. Field Agent gets put in here. And I'm not looking too heavily at this because we're not playing Justice tonight. So, and we'll hop over to Protect. Now we're going to hop to Basic next. We got a lot of Basic allies. That's exciting. I always like Basic allies. I think... Oh, I'm going to need another sheet. So now what I'm looking for is, do any of these cards have response or interrupts on them? Because Gwen's really going to like that. So like Emergency. When the villain schemes, reduce the amount of threat placed on the scheme by 1. Don't like that because you have to be in Alter Ego in multiplayer. But I can... it may be a good deck or a good card to run in like a multiplayer game, but Dum Duggan, I love that. I'm really excited for him. Like Warning, when a hero would take any amount of damage, reduce that amount by 1. Right, so now Warning means that it's a 0 cost defense event. She may like it. She gets a free ready. So basically, it's a free ready. Actually, Ghost Spider loves it, right? So warning is a defend 4. It's a free defend 4 outside of protection, right? I think that there are better protection defense events to use, but that's gonna be hard not to put in some of at least 2 copies in my other decks. What are we looking at? Any. No. Hero response. Target acquired. This is an upgrade, not an event. Resource action. Nope. Asgard location. Nope. Alter ego action. Nothing there. Nothing. Okay. I wonder what's supposed to go there. That's always kind of like, oh. So, what's a 3-cost basic card that you don't see on this page? Because I'm missing a card. Hero action. Okay, so there really aren't that many basic cards, but I do like the not warning, but whatever the other one was. Yeah, warning. We got Plan B. I'm excited to build a Plan B deck for Hulk, because that really opens up a lot of his options. Web of Life and Destiny. After web or ally lose play, choose a card. That player draws 1 card. I feel like that's going to be hard not to play. I'm going to keep that out. So that seems pretty good. Plus, I want to play with new cards. Now let's look at protection. Let's go ahead and build the deck. We're gonna build the deck, and then we will. Actually, no. Let's hop to break, and then we'll build after break. So, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go to the be right back screen. I will see you all very, very soon. We're gonna build a protection deck, take on Venom, and win, and then we're gonna go to aggression. So, we will see you here right quick.